What's going on? Gozy here, and welcome back to the channel. On our last video, we spoke about how we lost our T56 transmission. I had to order a Z01 trans. I took the motor apart because the head studs came in. Alright, so fun fact, we got the trans, snapped everything back together, only to have lost our clutch pressure not even a mile from the house. So I had to limp the car back home, drop the trans again, and it ended up being on the clutch sleeve. There's a bleed line, and it had a very small leak, so we ended up taking that bleed line off, capped it off, snapped everything back together, and we are ready to rock and roll. Okay, so this video is going to be covering a little bit about the install process, and then towards the end we're going to take the car for a test drive and run through the gears and see what those differences in transmission gear ratios, what they are, and how that's going to affect the car. I know 1 through 3rd gear are a bit taller on the ZR1 6060. 4th is the same. 5th I know is where the ZR1s hit their top speed, and then the 6th gear is the overdrive. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. All right, so made some adjustments to the tune. I'm gonna go ahead and load that up. All right, so by the time that you guys circle back, we'll be ready to hit the road. All right, so stick around. On the last update, we had everything taken apart. The heads, the ProCharged came off, so we could throw in the head studs, button everything back up front. For the most part, still missing small stuff like the hose clamp and a couple other things. Went ahead and I swapped out the front coupling on the drive shaft to the billet, and working my way back. Gonna swap out the rubber for this other piece as well. All right, here's the old trans, and the new transmission came in earlier. Like I said, I ordered the ZR1 TR6060. So now I'm gonna just look through it to see what I got. The seller couldn't really specify if this was the 2012 and up, the one with the skip shift. So we're gonna just read some of this writings on it, try to find a part number, and I'll go ahead and cross-reference that to see which model we got, whether it be the ME2 or the MH6, something like that. All right, bear with me. The trans looks great. I didn't expect it to come with sensors, so that saved us a little bit of time on having to pull the sensors off the old trans and moving it on here. All right, took a short break to research part numbers. Here it is here, 242-64052. I looked it up. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I'm gonna zoom in here. 242-64052, and it is coming up as a 2012 Corvette ZR1 6.2 liter V8 transmission. So we're good. All right, so that answers our question. So this is the 2012 to 2013 transmission from the ZR1 with the no lift shift capability. I believe 1 through 3rd gear is a bit longer. All right, 4th is the same 1-to-1 ratio. 5th, no one cares about, and this transmission retains that overdrive for 6th gear, so our highway mileage shouldn't suffer too much at that cruising speed in 6th gear. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep that to get mounted to the diff. Finish working up the torque tube, and then get everything ready to get thrown in. See if you can hear any difference. Look at that, smooth operation versus the old T56. Sheesh. Trans is mounted on. One of the cooler lines was a tad too short for the ZR1 6060. The fitting location is moved up a bit forward, so we just cut it and use the hose to adapt the lines. Finishing up with the torque tube now. We got the solid couplings mounted to the front and the rear of the drive shaft. So now I'm going to slide that into the torque tube, and I'll mount that to the trans. I'm not gonna cap, I'm not gonna lie, I am impressed with the ZR1 gearing. Oh my god, what was that? 145, 146 in just one gear, in third gear, and then shifted to fourth, and we hit, what was that, 175, almost 180? That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Intake air temps were a little bit higher than I would like, because I was shifting a little later than I usually would. So I think I revved it up to 72, 73, and these F1Rs, after a certain RPM, after revving them past the spec RPM, they just create a lot of heat. So getting around 21 PSI out of it, we might upgrade someday to like a twin turbo setup, but that'll come later. All right, so I've been dying to find out what the car actually puts down, and I'll be finding that out later this week. So end of this week, I'm taking it down to Real Street Performance down in North Orlando, and I'm going to be throwing it on the dyno. And honestly, so I know it makes over 1,000. Okay, I know it feels like 1,000. All right, so the question is, does it make 1,000, and how much over 1,000 does it make? All right, so I am gonna be happy. Honestly, I'll be happy with anything over 1,000. 1,100 would be sweet. 1,200, all right, maybe a little bit too much. So we'll see. All right, so 441 LSX. All right, compression of 9.8 to 1. All right, timing set at 19 degrees. If it doesn't make over 1,000, we'll know that it's probably my shitty ass tune. Hopefully that's not the case, because I feel like I've gotten pretty good with it. All right, so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I'm not what's holding this setup back. All right, so we're gonna keep working on our traction, and yeah, take it from there. And if you have not liked, shared, and subscribed, you are in the wrong. All right, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, I will not let you down. All right, appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on that next video.